welcome back. Today we're going to take a ride through Melbourne City, Melbourne CBD to Port Melbourne. Going to check out Port Melbourne skatepark. They recently redone it and I've been wanting to check it out for ages, but yeah, I haven't skated for so long. I think it's been almost a year since the last time I skated, and even before that time would be a few months, so it's been ages. But yeah, this is just riding from Richmond into the city. You can see this guy, I don't know why I pulled out, but try to squash me. Yeah, I kind of hate that. Like, you think you're going to go for a chill ride and then that happens straight away and then just boosts all your adrenaline. But yeah, what can you do? Anyways, it was a beautiful day and it was a good opportunity to take the GT out and give it a spin, really test out the tires. So far so good, feeling pretty good on the bike. And yeah, the reason why I wanted to check out Port Melbourne, I was initially going to go to Paran Skatepark because they redid that too. But I think Paran will probably be a lot busier, and just being so long since I skated, I think maybe Port Melbourne will be a bit more quieter. And this is also in the morning, early morning-ish, I think about 10 or so. So yeah, if you want to skate at the skate park when no one's there, go early in the morning. This is just on Bridge Road. Usually it gets pretty busy, but Bridge Road goes pretty much all the way to the city. You see the trams here. If the trams have the lights on, you have to stop behind them because people hop out of them, which is easy to forget if you're not from Melbourne. Yeah, this was pretty tight as well. I had my skateboard in my backpack, like sideways, and then I was hoping that it wasn't going to scrape or anything, but luckily it was all good. You might be thinking, like, why haven't I skated? And I'm sure a lot of older skaters have the same thing, is stuff just takes time and it's hard to kind of cut out a large block and skate by yourself. I think people, like once you have a family and stuff or you got obligations, it's hard to, take a few hours by yourself just to go skate. You kind of feel a little bit guilty. So yeah, for me, once I started doing all the bike stuff, I started just, if I had to choose where I go for a ride or go for a skate, I would probably just go ride, because I can get some footage or whatever, get some photos, and it helps, where skating is purely just for enjoyment, where when I ride I can kind of do a bit of both. But yeah, sometimes I do miss being on my board, like feeling good on my board, and today we'll check it out to see if I still like it. Here we're just passing the MCG. It's a famous stadium in Melbourne, and they have sport events on there. I think they had like Taylor Swift singing there and some other people. So it's one of the big stadiums in Australia. They also have the Australian Open here with the tennis and stuff. But yeah, this bridge is pretty cool. When you ride past it, it has these little speakers on the side, and they spit out some kind of music or information. But yeah, it's pretty cool bridge. Here you can see, there's the MCG on the left, and then all the little tennis courts. But yeah, Rod Laver Arena's there. They have music events there as well. But yeah, you can basically take this bridge and you don't have to ride on the main road, and it's away from cars and stuff, so it's pretty good. And then here we got some construction going on, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. I got through pretty easily. And then we're basically riding next to the Yarra River now. You can't really see it because of all the construction, but yeah, this is a pretty nice ride. You can go down right next to the river and kind of ride through the city. And here you can got ferries on the side. I think sometimes people go on ferry rides. You can get tickets or whatever. I've never been, but yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It's pretty cool, this path. I've always liked riding along here. It does get busy sometimes when it's rush hour. It's like tons of people. But yeah, overall it's not too bad. I think you just go slow and you should be fine. Sometimes people from out of town, they might not know which side to walk on, or they might, be just touristing, so they're like looking at all the stuff. They might not be aware of bikes, but yeah, if you just go slow, you should be fine. And then here's the first bridge. I don't think you're meant to ride on this bridge, but I did anyway. It was just short. I was getting off anyway, so it's fine. Just took some video of my GT. GT's going good. I wish I had a bell for yeah, just riding through the city. That would have been way better. I realized I needed one, even just like into the ride right now. Hasn't been that long. But yeah, rolling pretty smooth. And yeah, just a couple more shots. This is just on the bridge. So after that, I just basically crossed to the other side of the river and yeah, started riding. Pretty sweet though. Usually they got music going on here and there along the river, just from the cafes and stuff. You can see there's tons of restaurants. Here's that big red thing on the side. I think Messengers, used to be a messenger spot right there. Could be wrong, but I think that's the hangout spot. And then here, just riding through, crossing the next bridge. And the path goes, yeah, all the way along the river, which is pretty nice. It's pretty chill. You can see it's actually not that busy today. But yeah, sometimes it's fun to ride when it's busy too. So yeah, how this came about was basically someone DM'd me on Instagram saying, had a little chat with them, and they said, yeah, I should check out Paran skate park. And I told them I haven't skated for ages or whatever. And they said, yeah, you should just check it out anyway. It's pretty fun. So I was like, you know what? I should do that. That would be pretty fun. So yeah, I ended up going out today. But yeah, sometimes with doing stuff like this, it's better just to get all your stuff out, get all your stuff ready, and just step out the door, and then you're forced to do it. And then yeah, before you know it, you're doing it. Otherwise, if you like procrastinate and just hold off, then you just never end up doing it. Says the guy who hasn't skated in a year. Here we're just going to Port Melbourne. We just left the city and gone to Port Melbourne, and here you can see there's a little tram station, tram depot. And then there's this bike path that goes all the way along the side. There are these little gate things that you have to kind of take turns. I usually just let people pass and then just go, especially today because I had the skateboard. Didn't want to crash into anyone. And yeah, I think they build them in there so people don't go flying in case they get hit by a tram or something. But yeah, this path goes all the way down to Port Melbourne, and it's pretty sweet. I haven't ridden it for a while, but it just goes straight down, and it's super covered, lots of trees, grass on one side. Not that busy either. It's a shared bicycle and footpath. And basically what it does, it just takes you, it goes along the train track and it takes you straight to the skate park, which is pretty awesome. You don't really need Google Maps or anything. If you just go on, you just follow straight along the tram and then you'll get there. Yeah, I think it's mainly just grass or parks on one side and then the tram track on the other. And usually it's just, yeah, just people out walking or whatever. It's also super flat. I think Melbourne's pretty flat overall. And then here when you get to the tram stop, you can see there's a GT there, dual suspension. But you just cross the tram tracks and then it's on the other side of the tram tracks. Yeah, pretty tight here, but didn't have to get off the bike. And then here, yeah, just pulling up. The skate park is underneath the bridge. So it used to be like way smaller before they redone it. But it looks like, yeah, they just went to town. Here, just locked my bike up on this post. Probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. And then garys.projects there. I thought that was pretty funny. And yeah, when I was looking at Google Maps, I saw this little bank to curb, which looked super sick. I wanted to skate that. And then the rest of the skate park, you got an Ave bench replica. Looks a bit shorter though. Got those little seats, which are, I think, just wheels. They're kind of like meant to be skateboard wheels. Here you got a bunch of ledges. There's like 1,000 ledges here. If you're a ledge skater, then yeah, it's ledge heaven for you. And then keep going around the back. There's about 6 foot or 2 meter ramp, something like that, about that size. And then here you got a cool little snake run. I'll show you that in a second. And then here you got a little flat bar with tons of support. Pretty funny. More ledges on this side, bigger ledges, little steps, slappy curb at the bottom. Another Ave bench, but it's way more mellow than the other one with the curve. And then here you got a little slappy ledge, curve ledge. which is pretty cool. Here you got a little pyramid, and then yeah, just more kind of ramps and stuff, and then went back at the start with the ledges. Here's the little snake run thing. You got a few quarters on this side, and then a bigger bowl on the other side. Yeah, not too much to it. A little bit of pool coping, I think, a little overhang. But yeah, got little sections that go up and down, which is pretty cool. A little bit different. So yeah, that's basically it of the skate park. Here's my setup. I know you guys are going to ask. So riding a Passport 8.0 Indy trucks. I got Ace bushings in there, running 3 washers to push the wheel out. These wheels I got off a board that someone was chucking out, and they're basically Motus Bearing Zip Zinger wheels. So we don't know how well they're going to slide, but yeah, it's kind of too late now. I'm already at the skate park. I chucked them on because they roll way better than my last wheels. So yeah, if you're looking for a skate park edit, that's not really me, but I do battle this this little ledge a little bit. This is like first time trying it, and it was like super slick. I think the whole park was actually pretty slick. I couldn't get much grip on the ground. I don't know if it was my shoes or whatever, but that's something they don't tell you on the Google Maps reviews. Yeah, I was just trying to warm up and skate this thing. You can still see I have my pants leg up because I was too excited to skate. But yeah, it basically felt like ice on top. I did get it a couple of times, and yeah, I just wanted to see if I can maybe do it from the start. But the run up, I think I won't get enough speed, and the risk is high because there's a sharp corner at the start to a long flat. So yeah, I don't think I was ready for that. I decided what I wanted to do was grind the whole thing and grind off the end. That would feel pretty good, feel pretty satisfying. I don't know about other people or other older skaters, but basically these days is just, you just do what feels good, because yeah, you're not really getting a lot better. You're not doing like quadruple tray flip down the 3 stair. But yeah, that's a good thing about skating, is kind of just do whatever you want. I honestly thought this would be easier, but I'm just kind of in too deep now. I tried it so many times that I had to do it. You can see I'm getting closer towards the end now. This one I thought I had it, but yeah, you can see I slipped out. So yeah, back at it. You might, this might be subtle, but if you listen to the noise, you can see it goes smooth, but then it's rougher towards the last meter of the curb. So that made it quite tricky, because you had to go way faster than you thought. But anyways, this is what it's like to try to get a skateboard trick for people that don't skate. And there, I finally did it. I was pretty stoked with that. Here it is again, just in case you missed it. Yeah, it felt pretty good. I think it was worth it. Felt pretty satisfied, and now I can go home. There's a little water fountain thing that you can refill your water bottle if you need. And then this is just how I'm carrying the skateboard, just through the backpack. Nothing crazy. Worked pretty well. And then yeah, just gonna basically ride back to the city, show you a few more shots, and gonna call it. But yeah, this is along the tram path again. You can see a little magpie there. But yeah, pretty cool. Melbourne's pretty famous for its trams. You can see you got the old style and the newer style as well. I think the newer style have air conditioning and the older ones don't, basically. Yeah, here riding towards the city again from Port Melbourne. And then yeah, some nice scenic views. Pretty nice day today. It was, I think about 20 degrees Celsius. I was actually going to do a little bit of riding footage back, but yeah, basically my GoPro battery ran out, so yeah, these are kind of all just my iPhone shots. But yeah, I think it did the job anyway. It looks pretty good. Looks kind of like a DIY drone footage. Yeah, there's the famous red thing again, just going along the Yarra River. And then yeah, this is Melbourne. That's Flinders Street Station across the road. Got the restaurants on the river, got the bridge there. We're going to go up the bridge. Here's a little hack. You can take a lift if you don't want to go up the stairs. Good if you have a bike. When you go in, you just press level 6, This might be a bit confusing, but it's, if you look on the other side of the elevator, there's tells you where it is. I'm surprised they don't switch out those buttons to make it more clear, but whatever. There's me. That's what a selfie looks like. And then here takes you up to the top level, and then this is St Kilda Road on top, which is around the corner is kind of the iconic Melbourne Fed Square and Flinders Street Station. And yeah, so you can see Flinders Street Station on the left, and then Fed Square on the right. Here's the trams. These are the older style or mid-school. There's older ones than that you can ride in the city for free. I think all the trams are actually free in the city. Can't remember, I don't really take trams anymore, but I think they made them free within the city. And then he's just walking along the bridge. You can't ride on this side. I think you have to ride on the road on the other side. But yeah, here's Fed Square. And then yeah, that's basically where I stopped. There was just getting too many people and I couldn't be bothered dealing with it. So I turned up and ended up riding back. And then yeah, just go down all the way down this road. And then here, just a little bike check. I ended up parking at MCG. But yeah, overall pretty hyped on the bike. I think the tires roll really smooth, and having the fat tires make it super cushiony. Steering feels good with the swept back bars. I think I would like a little bit more handlebar or different levers on this just to get a little bit more space, but yeah, not too bad overall. The things I'd add would be a bell and a water bottle holder bottle inside, as well as maybe even a suspension seat post to make long rides even more comfy. But yeah, pretty hyped on this bike. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the video. If you'd like to see more like this, let me know. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.